know?
I'm sweating.
I saw this guy talking about, it's like some TikTok guy talking about the fake Cheetos.
We're going live.
Fake Cheetos suck.
Is it live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we'll say that story.
Hi guys, this is going to be an impromptu live, and it's a packing discussion. I'm here with my buddy here, Katura, and we were going to do it pre-taped, but then we realized somehow when we pre-tape things, we always look like really like constipated. So it's a little more fun when it's live, right?
That's true.
We own the mistakes, etc. And today is a day, it's a holiday, and for a lot of people are celebrating tonight. I will be tonight as well. But for right now, I got to get on a plane at 11:45 tonight, so we're going to go ahead and tape this live. We're going to run it officially on Wednesday, but if you're seeing it here, well then you're seeing it here first. So I'm going to set the stage of the trip. So I've got a lot of what's in my luggage behind me, and I'm still managed to fit in a lot more. I've got all the underwear and pajamas in there, which I'm not going to go through with you guys. But basically what Couture and I have spread out here is everything that I have for 9 days traveling to London, and we have got 72 styling appointments set up. And we have around 150 of you guys coming to the book club, so excited to meet you if you are in London with us. And then Friday morning, Jen and I are heading off on the Eurorail down to Paris. And we'll get into Paris by 9 a.m. and we will be there for Fashion Week all week. So I've had to pack, and when I pack for Paris, I really have learned my lesson to pack my key items. Things that I can really ratchet up or down, things that I can change left or right depending on the weather, and things that will allow me to seek out new items, because I'm in Paris after all, and I know that I'm going to want to come home with a couple of things. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the styles that have made the cut into the luggage. Later on this week, when this goes live, what we will also show you then is I do have all of the nitty-gritty shots from the closet. And it's always interesting when I'm packing for Paris, it's always right after a big fashion market, right? So we just had spring fashion week in New York. And what happens is when I'm packing is when I'm really getting a sense for how I want to feel going forward. So I'm looking at it through the lens of what's in my closet right now, what's in the closet in the past, what are Tracy and I designing into the future on, because Tracy and I are well now deep into fall 24. So I'm getting a sense for what kind of proportions and everything I want to be able to play with, what kind of colors I want to lean into harder. So I'm going to start out first with what I am wearing on the airplane. So on the airplane, I am wearing these, our little McHale flats. And the reason why I'm going to wear these is I'm actually going to be wearing our tall boot, but I'm going to switch into something that is appropriate for being on the plane. So I'm going to take the tall boot, I'm going to slide it under my seat, and then I'm going to wear these. And these are great because they completely squish up to literally nothing.
Are you a sock wearer when you go on the plane too?
I change it. Well, I am really because of you convincing me about wearing the compression socks.
But you can fit it into that, which is what
Oh,
I like.
yeah,
A
yeah.
light sock can fit into that.
Absolutely. So when I travel, I tend to bring just one bigger sweater, and that I always bring onto the plane with me. And I do that because a bigger sweater takes up way too much room in the suitcase. But what I do is I'll bring sometimes like a spray to put on the sweater when I get into my room and I want to air it out, because that airport, international airport, like airplanes stink, especially when you travel back and forth from Asia and you've been on there for 18 hours, like it's the worst. So I'm going to take this big because we also know that this becomes a great pillow. And then,
but this isn't going in. This is going on there.
Then I'm also going to have with me, because this is where I bring my layers, my just in case, is I'm going to bring the lighter cardigan to have with me, so that if I get off in London and I just wanna wear this under the jacket and I can throw that bigger sweater in my bag. So I'm gonna have a lighter sweater here, and I have grabbed the medium so that it is, I just wanted a medium, something a little bit bigger for me. Then I'm taking my bag here, and I've got this bag ready to go, but then I did, in my luggage here, sorry, I've got my,
So she has a little carry-on also.
yeah, I've got the Rimowa rollaway and then the bigger Rimowa bag.
But you're checking.
Yeah, and I'm not sponsored by Rimowa, but I will say they last. They do. I mean, expensive, but as much as I travel, honestly, they really, really last.
Cost per use.
CPU. Normally I'm CPW. So I'm gonna take a smaller bag and I'm packing that in my luggage because this goes pretty flat. But then this is like the big guy that is gonna be carrying everything onto the plane with me. It's got all my passports, things that aren't gonna set off the sirens going through
And your
control,
iPad with it?
my chargers, my sleeping stuff, all that kind of stuff. And just, I want to shout out because someone sent us this little
Hold up.
stack of,
Whoa, those are so cute.
I know, so that was very nice. So I'm going to be wearing this when I need to block out the light. Okay, so what is in the luggage? I've got a ton of stuff in the luggage here. So since this blazer is one of my favorites, but it's got more structure to it, it's the one I'm going to choose to wear on the airplane. So it would be the bulkiest in the luggage. So whichever pieces are the bulkiest, like the big sweater and the big blazer, that's what I'm going to bring onto the airplane with me. Why don't we start with jeans? Because I noticed when I was packing that I had more jeans than normal, and I had more skirts than normal too. So I'm going to show you, I've got 3 pairs of jeans that I'm packing this time. And 2 of them are the Newmans. So where they're not doing double duty to me though. So this jean, the Newman in the acid wash, has very much of a chill effect to it, but it's not super faded out. So it looks more intentional.
You have texture.
You've got texture, and so I feel very put together. Like if I go up to check in at Delta, they will be like, "We're gonna upgrade you," and I'll say, "Thank you." Actually, I'm using miles. I already upgraded my ass, but anyways, if I wasn't, they would have. They won't kick me out of the lounge in this. So I wanted a jean that was lighter and more casual, but still very purposeful at the same time. Headed to Fashion Week, this is the kind of jean that does that for me. And the Newman is just a little more tapered through the leg, and I can wear it with the ballet flat, but I can also get a boot up underneath it. And then throughout the week, I'll be wearing it with socks and heels as well.
What size are you wearing?
And I'm wearing the size 27 in these. So I am absolutely a 427 across the board. The only time I push on a 4 a bit is when it's a pencil skirt or something really fitted, because my upper thigh is more of a size 6. But this is the size 4.
And you wear a 4 in Elfie too, right?
I wear a 4 in Elfie, and you know, they're a little tight across my hips, but that's okay. If I do like a few squats, they stretch out.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna pack
Okay.
these guys.
So then,
Oh, yeah.
the reason why I'm packing the black Newman as well is I was watching that Supermodels documentary last night.
Me
and the pictures of Linda Evangelista and how she just threw on all those shades of black, and everything just felt so or you could say I'm dressed like Derek. It was
Yeah, basically.
Totally.
just like
Linda, but
Derek
Linda.
Khan is happening.
Linda's doppelganger over there. But I wanted something that could be very dressed up. So one thing I like doing is wearing like a sheer tight, and then I'm gonna be wearing like the silver Victors with him
Oh, that's from Resort.
from Resort.
Coming soon.
So if I'm wearing this and the silver Victors, I've got a very dressed up moment. And if I'm wearing that, I'm just gonna slip on something really casual with it though. So I'm just gonna wear like one of our long sleeve featherweight ribbed tops here, and then this. So this is where I'm gonna wear all this together, and then I'm probably gonna wear like some kind of big earring or something to have like that extra statement. So this is gonna be really functional.
Amy, I have to know. So one, which is your silver, or texture rule of 3, or both.
In that one,
In this outfit.
the silver is the one to me, and then you've got all the good texture.
Cool.
So then I also know that I'm gonna wear the black with the little vest here. And another thing I'm craving is mixing this with the brogues here. So I'm gonna wear the little Brody slide and then a white sock. So again, I'm going like full on Linda Evangelista or Derek, depending.
Both. Linda, Derek. Linda.
Power couple.
So what I want is something that I can be really quite dressed up, but still very effortless in the silver and the black.
That makes sense.
But then also I can walk across the Pont Neuf over to the show at the Park Hyatt is where we're at Place Vendôme there. And this is gonna be like super comfortable, and I'll probably wear the blazer that I packed. So knowing already that I've got one outfit that can be super dressed and one outfit that is absolutely refined but put together tells me that like I don't have to worry about planning out every other iteration for this jean because I'm gonna be covered.
I saw you looking
You've already ruined my luggage.
So Amy has a certain way that she packs, but it's like
Okay.
tried and true.
So I'm gonna lay everything super flat here. So at some point, like halfway in, Matt's gonna jump up here and show you guys how good this looks.
So she lays everything super flat.
Yeah.
Like,
But my husband's so in the other room calling bullshit right now because he is actually the inventor of this.
Interesting.
Okay. The other jean that I wanted, even though these are two black jeans, I want a jean now that is gonna play the role of ironing. So this is one that if can I have that blue? Yeah. So if I am really put together here with this jacket, this is the boiled wool jacket. Wish I could remember the names of things. But if I'm gonna be extra put together here with this, and I love wearing this jacket with nothing underneath it as well. And I'm gonna show you a trick. So if I was wearing nothing underneath, which I'm wearing a t-shirt right now, obviously, but here's a trick with your jeans is I love packing these biker shorts from Commando. And you can get them obviously from anyone, but Commando is the brand that we use here because it's so seamless. But what happens is if you wear this under your jeans, you'll see we left this to be intentionally unable to be buttoned. So it looks like it's stretched out and pulled on your body. It looks like you've casually left it unbuttoned, but this is not meant to open up here. We love like those little odd things that maybe you're even the only one that knows about it. And it's amazing when you know about it and it's in your head how like oddly special it can make you feel. But if you're wearing these under your jeans, it allows you to wear any rise of jean and have it work. Now the ones that I've chosen that are coming up in resort, these can sit up quite high if you want them to, but they're actually meant to sit right here and have this very long rise, which is what keeps them very interesting. But if you wear this underneath them, this comes up.
it covers that little triangle.
It covers a triangle.
Dorito.
That little Dorito. That little nasty Dorito. So if I'm not wearing anything underneath it, I want that little triangle covered up. Or you can let your triangle fly, whichever.
Let your freak out.
Let your freaky triangle fly. This is why we do it live, because this shit would not come out if we were pre-taping.
You didn't get it.
But anyways, so this is one where I may even choose to wear this back home on the airplane because this blazer has all of the comfort of a cardigan.
Can you show them the shoulder pad?
Yeah, so one thing that I, when I was trying things on, you know, you can't help but like have like what you're seeing in the future make an impact. And there is a lot of really, really big shoulders happening on the runway right now from the way that, you know, the Prada suits came out, Bottega, the new Gucci collection,
Mhm,
like
Gucci looks good.
there were a lot of really strong shoulders, and then some of them just look like freaking like freak show of an 80s ad, but it made the shoulder seem very important, and so I really like this stronger shoulder here. And so when I was saying that this jean is in my luggage to give irony, to give an opposite, if I was in Paris going out, I'm not gonna wear like a refined pant or something with this. I kind of like the idea of wearing a jean like this, and then, yeah, this is where I'm gonna wear probably like, yeah, a good sock, and then I'm gonna mix in the sandal. So these sandals are on high repeat, and this is another thing too, if you're watching the shows, the things that will slowly start to seep in. I have been feeling for a while for a little bit higher heel. It's been a long time since I've craved that. Everything's been just kitten or like super flat. Something has been feeling right about the higher heel. So starting last spring, I was introducing this more narrow heel with a little more height to it. And by height, I mean 3 inches or so. And
Right, just under, actually.
just under 3 inches. And the thing is when you put on 3 inches, there's a sorry.
That's okay.
There's a real difference in how you stand. So if I'm wearing 3 inches, I can still stand like this, right? Like my body's gonna pitch back. When you get up to 4 inches or so, that's when everything lifts up and you stand like this. And so this is where like the shoes make all the difference, not in just how it looks in your clothing, does it match with the clothes, but more it affects like how you stand in your clothes. So at 3 inches, you can still go like this and it's all right. 4 inches or more, you're doing that, and I don't do that. So, there you go. There you go. So, but I love giving this juxtaposition here with this jean, and this is gonna go with a lot of the different items in my bag. So when I'm packing, this is going to suffice for something when I need to give a little bit of irony to what's in the bag.
Okay.
Okay, so next, can we do the brown pants?
So this is the
Simon.
Simon pant.
So,
The triacetylene.
yeah, so this is the Simon Tricotine pant. Now, I do have packed with me somewhere a whole stack of safety pins. So I really travel with safety pins, like
too.
just options for like,
And rubber bands.
rubber bands and safety pins. Those are our buddies. And so the way that I was interested in exploring with him is the theme in my luggage was more of a highly masculine, but definitely feminine vibe, but the femininity coming from like more
Necklines.
camisoles, bare chest, things like that. So one thing that I packed, which is gonna be funny, is I packed an old workout leotard that I use, and I just chopped it off because this thing is so freaking uncomfortable, like,
Keep it real.
and just chopped it off.
Everybody
But
knows.
I am not angry with the way that this looks when it is coming out of the pant. But anyways, one look for me definitely was just wearing this together
Those
and then
brown
wearing
ones.
it with the matching blazer.
Mhm.
Okay, so this was just serving like a very tonal moment where the white t-shirt gave a vibe, a black would have given a vibe. This is a little bit on the
Softer.
sexy, softer, whatever
Oh.
side, but it's not too. And I can wear this also with, because this is a little more sexier, I'm just gonna say that word, I know I always search for other words, but because this is a little sexier, if I wore it with the jeans that are giving the irony, the ripped jeans, and then a good sock, a gray sock, and the sandal, that's gonna be a good look.
Well, it's really skin too, because you're showing just that amount. You're covered everywhere else.
Exactly, and so, inevitably, this is where all the things that we talk about in the book, big slim skin, all of those things play back into each other. So one thing that I ended up being really happy with was I took the pant here and then the shirt, the jacket, and this one has got the padding in the shoulder as well. I'll throw it on to show. But, can I have that striped shirt?
Yeah.
So this is a shirt that I have that probably about 10 or 12 years old now, and I can't remember whether it was men's or women's, but it's old Dries Van Noten. And what I loved was I went without a shirt underneath, and I just tacked it right here so that it was just skin, and then wearing it with this jacket.
I love that shawl. It's almost like a jacket.
Yeah, but
Kinda Asian.
I liked not having the collar coming out.
Like
So
you.
like this, and then the pant here just felt like a really good like undone
Yeah.
men's look. And then also I have a bunch of our belts packed. So this is where I started playing around with 2 belts, 3 belts, etc. on the looks. And so, you know, when you get this through the belt here and you've got this going on, another thing that you can do is you can take another belt and thread it through, but then don't have this one hit all the belt loops. So when you put it on, what happens is this one is gonna flow right through the belt loops. And then, oh, this is not gonna be, thank you. So if you've got this one
So
coming.
it's kind of floating.
Yeah,
It's like
this one
creating a
comes-
space in between.
Exactly, so this one's gonna go through the belt loop and then you leave
Can you
this
show
one
them the back?
open.
I feel like that's the part that's also most interesting on the blazer.
You know, let me,
Mhm.
right here, there you go.
Okay.
So anyway, so it's the idea of getting 2 belts, and the way that you get them to hit at different points is by not putting the second one through all the loops.
Yeah.
Just put it through that first one. So this is where you can see, like with a pant, and you've got these belts to play with. I can wear that gray ribbed shirt with it. I can wear the gray,
Everything the chop.
the wool,
one, yeah.
like this with it. So all of these
And
things are gonna play out nicely because it's just giving like a different vibe each time because of how I've played with the accessories. So.
And you
gonna-
wear a small belt, right? Or small meat.
I'm wearing a small belt, and also because the belts are cut on the, like they're meant to sit a little bit lower, so small is already assuming that it's gonna sit a little bit
generous.
lower on the body, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I'm gonna
All
put
right.
in.
It's a
Are
very
you
precious
scared
act.
now?
Yeah, I'm really nervous.
It's like the tea ceremony.
TBT ceremony.
I just want to show one more thing here, because I don't think we talk about this enough. I know that we don't, because I also forget, and then I'm like, Tracy, damn it, you're good. But also, like on this blazer, you've got all of the little buttonholes here, but no buttons. And so, oh, I
So
forgot.
people write us and say, I got a jacket and it's missing buttons.
And,
I got a
and then we
jacket
say,
and
you're
it
welcome. You are so welcome for that.
Yeah.
And so every time when you look, like, again, guys, like it's, for us, it's those subtle things that can really just make you happy and feel dressed in an interesting way. You know, it just, this is the stuff that I live for. It's just finding those little details that feel special but aren't screeching and in your face.
Are you gonna wear 2 and put one on Paris time and one on New York time?
I thought about it, but then I was like, I'm not gonna wear 2 all the time. I just don't wanna leave one in the hotel room.
Oh, that's fair.
But I also, you know, having to choose which watch to bring, I did bring a buckle one so that I really could just wear it on the
Okay.
outside and keep up with this whole like look of
I'm into
this
this.
like hyper menswear look, right? Okay,
Cool.
so let's put these in
All right.
safely.
Really flat.
Safely. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
I saw your
I know
look.
now, I'm
No,
not
I knew
sure.
it. I could see. You were like, I don't trust you to do it as flat as I need.
Well, and
She had a
you know,
lot of
so-
stuff in here, guys.
But you know, but listen,
It's really delicate too how you lay it down like
But the joke is that you know that
love
I'm
your
not a
name.
perfectionist in one
No.
area of my life. So this is
this is
kind
the
of-
only
this
place
is
I've ever seen
special.
her be like
Very special.
it looks like a
right
person
now.
is laying in it. It's
Right
kind of
now.
crazy. All right, what are we doing?
Exactly. So let's grab the pants.
Okay.
So now I've got the 3 pairs of jeans, right? And then I've got the more trouser
Yep.
when I want something that's like sleek and easy.
Mhm.
And so now I want something that is really nice and sporty when I want it.
Mhm.
So everything that we've shown today, what I wore on the airplane, every blazer that I've had on yet, all of this goes with this, right? But very different moment when you put it on. So this is about not repeating the same emotional feelings in your bag. It's not, you can have 5 pairs of black pants in your bag, but if they're not repeating the same vibe, then it's like you don't, who cares if they're all the same color? It's not the same thing. Okay, so this to me is like every morning at the hotel, it's gonna be this and the gray sweater.
Mhm.
It's gonna, like, this is gonna be my absolute go-to if I go and I wanna take a long walk.
I've traveled with you, and I do. This is your morning thing.
This is
You're
my morning thing.
You're up at 5, 6. You have on a pair of track pants and like a sweater.
Well,
Or a blazer, Liam.
we call this in between outfits, and they're the ones that like people tend to never pack for.
Right.
So you get up and you're in your pajamas,
Or you're dressed up.
and you want to go down and just get breakfast, but like the last thing you want to do is put on like the whole thing. So
This is a good category. In between outfits.
It is. It's an in-between thing. So I'm gonna road test our spring sneakers here.
Gonna blow people's minds.
And then
Those
of
are so
course,
comfy.
like Brody's gonna go with me everywhere. So he's gonna go for long walks in the morning. He's gonna go for breakfast. He's gonna go for cafe fleur and a cup of coffee.
Sweater?
Yes. So when we talk about things that we pack with, I was just saying multiple colors,
Yeah.
right? So
And
this
there's 3.
is absurd, right? Like,
Mhm.
and the other one.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, and the fluffy one.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
All right.
Right. So to someone, this may be insane. You've got
50 Shades of Grey.
That's
You
right.
did it, not me.
I did not.
I mean, maybe, I don't know,
okay.
maybe.
So I've got the fluffy one. I've got the one that works sleek on its own and as a layering piece. I've got the interesting, like, for me, this is so spot on trend-wise, the little vest, and for other people, it's like, I've always had vests in my closet forever. Then I've got the sweater that is when I want something a little more fitted to the body and I'm working the big slim skin, but I'm not going totally slim here.
That's important.
And this
This
one,
is skin, you know, and slim.
Yeah.
This is big,
big, right? This one's all slim.
but covered.
And then this one is giving you, I'm surprised how did I grab mediums in all these? I'm not angry about it. So with this sweater, what I like about it is it packs a lot of style, even though it is something like a basic sweater. So I'm wearing the medium here, and the small would be about a little bit shorter.
I think this is important for people that are like, I don't want things to fit me too close. This is an option for you. You have options because this isn't tight.
Yeah, you
if
can
got your
easily size up.
Or size
Um,
down.
And this is something too where, let me just see, right over here. Well, somewhere I have, so this is something that I always have with me, like when I am playing around with new
Mhm.
proportions, I will even bring like
A shoulder pad.
a shoulder pad with me because it's just interesting to see, like, if I'm wearing this sweater and I'm wearing it with like the white pants
Mm-hmm.
in the morning and I'm just running down for coffee with the my little Brodies on, right?
Yeah.
Then if I'm gonna wear this with like the brown pants or something,
It gives it a little bit. It did change it.
it gives it a total vibe. So here, like if I'm gonna wear the one of our black trouser skirts that we've always had in the line. So if I'm gonna wear this, and let's say I'm gonna play around with the multiple belts, and I'm gonna leave this sleeve out, then putting this shoulder pad in gives us like, you know,
Like
like
a little structure.
more of a
sculpt.
moment. Yeah, and then I have those big like Balenciaga bow
heart.
rhinestone
Mhm.
earrings, and so I'm gonna wear those as my earring. And it's going to be a complete outfit with something that the next day, I might just wear this with a white t-shirt and the Brody slide if it's hot out,
Mhm.
or I might wear this with the track pant. So really knowing that like with a shoulder pad, with moving your arm out, with the addition of an earring, by putting on these belts, you can take just this and a white t-shirt and
Yep.
make like 5 very distinct, not just outfits, but very distinct vibes, so that when you can put something on, you're not just feeling like you've changed clothes, but you've changed your feeling, your emotions. And so you know that when you feel like you have a closet of all the same things, it's not because, I mean, it might be because you have a closet of all the same things, but what it often is you've got a closet of the same emotions. They're all giving off the same vibes. So that's where you want to really make sure that when you're packing, that you are able to switch from idea to idea and have it create something very different in you, depending. Because, like, for sure, I'm gonna wear, can I have the black top there?
Yep, this one?
Yeah,
Yeah. This is a favorite.
yeah. So this one, actually, yeah, I'll put it on.
Because I like that you can wear it as a jacket. You want me to unzip the whole thing? Well, I guess you have to get it.
Yeah, if you don't mind, that'd be great, thanks. Okay, so let me take him off,
Mm-hmm.
and then get my shoulder pad out.
I feel like that's a big part of
So you
packing
didn't-
tool.
But you didn't grow up in my era, like you'd be on a date with a guy and you could be like making out in the back of the car, and then you'd be like, what is this?
I'm used
And
to
you'd
this.
pull,
It's like
a-
tissue in your bra situation. Imagine having it all.
Did you go there with
What?
tissue in the bra?
Well, I don't think I ever needed to.
When we were little, you know what we used?
Charmin.
No, I grew up in the era of like where everyone had Farrah Fawcett on their, I mean the guys did, they had the
Mhm,
red,
mhm.
her in the red. And so we started putting lemons in our bra.
Whose boobs look like lemons?
Think about the tip of the lemon,
Oh, you're a smart cookie.
Right?
Smart lemon.
like,
Make them. What do you do with lemons? Make boobs, not lemonade. All right, here's Amy's jacket.
that was funny.
I feel like that was a
That
mom
was
joke.
good.
Was it a mom
It
joke?
was a mom joke.
It was a mom joke.
But
Derek
you've
was like, it
never
was not
heard it
funny.
before.
No.
No, it was good.
It was good.
It was good. It's like very
That was like a routine you guys worked out.
ahead of time, but not.
We're going
Okay.
to. All right.
So this is the. Oh, I was like, please tell me I did not forget that dress.
No.
That dress is so good. Okay, it's gone, but it's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is called the Melee Crepe. And what I love about the Melee Crepe is it is a very, very, very rich, very expensive, very rich wool crepe. It's an Italian wool crepe. And what we do is we have the rough edges on it. And so we do that because sometimes brands that use really, really, really luxury fabrics, right? Like you want to wear them, but they feel so mature.
Mhm.
You want to wear the luxury, but I also don't want to feel that mature. I mean, I'm a little immature. We're talking about lemons and boobs.
I gotta know. You have to talk about the sleeve because people ask me all the time about the length of the sleeve.
Mhm.
I feel like any shorter would look mature. Like
It is. It's like, so I'm 5'5". This is the sleeve length. For me, what is an interesting thing to do here, and maybe we can even show it if someone
The pens.
could bring a safety pen.
Someone
Matt,
bring a
can
safety
you
pen.
have someone bring us a safety pen? I'm going to show you a little trick to shorten the sleeve, but I really like it long. I think that's what keeps it very modern. And then in the back, you can zip it and unzip it. So I'm going to wear this with the black trouser skirt. This is where I'm going to wear maybe a white sock
a
and
one and
this
done.
heel and just feel really, really good. And I'm going to wear the white sock because this shirt is so elegant and rich, and I think that the balance with that sock is going to feel really kind of interesting. So that's what I'm going to do here. Thank you. So what I want to show here is that if you, so here's the shirt, and you can see that it's coming almost to the tops of my, to my knuckles, right? And you know, this is a silly thing too, but like, I don't have a manicure right now, and somehow when I'm wearing things that are super, super rich,
Do you not care?
I don't care.
My friend called it rock star vibes. Like she would always have chip nails, and Sally, shout out to her.
Well, do you know my chip nail story?
No, please tell me. We have time.
So I was going to a wedding. It was in Augusta, Georgia, And I wanted to wear red nail polish, but I knew I always chipped it. So when I went to the salon in Georgia with my friends, I said, go ahead and paint them as if they're chipped. So paint them clear, and then just paint red as if they're chipped. But we're gonna make it purposeful.
Like streaks?
And the one, just like it looked like this.
You blew that lady's mind.
Yes. So she was like, I'm not gonna do this. And I was like, no, you have to. Like, people buy torn jeans all the time. Why wouldn't you paint yourself with torn nails? So my friends in Georgia were so disgusted that I would do that. Anyway, so then that, of course, that made me want to do it more, to like just give to Peggy and Elizabeth. But I did it, and this was when Facebook had kind of just started, so I put it up on Facebook, and I was
Can you
like,
imagine for Amy posting like a hand selfie, like look.
I want to see this, but
and
Please
well,
find it.
so
Peggy,
you can,
send it to us.
all you have to do is Google Amy Smilovic chip nails, because the Hindu Times picked it up. It went in the South China Morning Post.
What?
No, look it up right now for
Like-
proof. So Amy Smilovic red chip nail.
I'm not a nail influencer, but I kind of feel like that could be a trend. 'Cause,
Seriously,
I mean, it's,
all over India, hot discussion about the nails.
but it's
like,
kind of smart.
I've never. No, I think it makes complete sense. Like,
That's
if you
weird.
wear torn jeans, you're gonna wear a torn.
Now I'm
nail.
curious.
Why not?
wait, is this it?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Wait, go, bring it here. Come
It's
here.
very artful. That's hilarious.
Stuff.co.nz.
It's
What
a-
is that? That's a
it's
really
something
sketch.
in New
Do
Zealand.
not click anything.
Yeah.
So that's in New Zealand.
Amy, I did
No.
not know this story.
Yes,
But I feel like there's some TikToker right now being like, we gotta do the scuff nail
that was
trip.
my first viral.
See.
We've said some shit that's gone viral. Not always by us, but.
No, you started it yourself.
Well, we won't say, but, okay. So anyways, so this top is gonna really go a lot of places, because it is so extra refined that I think even, wearing it with like the lighter denim like I'm wearing, it's gonna just make everything look rich, 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 rich. And then I've got his friend here, and this is
Man.
the dress. He has sold out at Tibby, but I do know this dress was picked up by a few people, so we're gonna,
The store has some still.
oh, they do? Okay.
Reach out to your stylist.
Okay, so reach out to, like grace.tibby, hayes.tibby, they will hook you up. But if you look at my posts on Instagram, I just did an example of how I wore it,
With the belt.
belted up. And
Yep.
I don't have that belt with me, it was the one from our spring 2005 collection.
Mm.
I was gonna
I was
write
like-
that, but
Oh,
then you
sorry.
said 2005.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't even.
Back in
Spring
time.
2005, it was the first Tracy collection,
Hmm.
the belts that we did.
We're in high
But
school now.
this is the dress that some people ask me, is that the Sherry McMullen dress? She was wearing it in cream, she looked beyond beautiful.
Beyond
And
beautiful.
I've got it in the black, and I'm definitely wearing it with my socks and sandals.
I want to talk about how this really doesn't wrinkle.
It doesn't wrinkle at all.
So,
It's very not rude that way.
all right.
Real quick, is this the mock
This t-shirt, no, this is one from, and I.
Is this Gabe's?
No, this is one from, it was a collection that we shot here when we were making the, when we were building out this place. So it's about 5 years old, and we
Look
had
what you
big
did.
t-shirts in it. What?
Derek's still down the nail.
Are you finding
No.
more
Rabbit
nails?
hole.
No, I was just trying to trace the origins of it.
See?
It's crazy.
It's,
Um,
it's kind of a good idea.
I mean, I thought so,
I'm
right?
getting it. I'm gonna expense that.
Okay, so this is the navy blue nylon skirt.
Mhm.
So there are some things that I'm like, I don't need to try it on. I don't need to do like pictures of my closet. This is one that, you can decide. I always put in like 3 or 4 things that are just my no-brainers, because this one lays so flat, and it's one that like will allow me to, if I'm in the mood, or if I buy something fabulous at like Nueve or someplace that I can get a good deal with the Euro exchange, then I'm gonna have options to wear it with. So those are like my just throw-ins, no-brainers.
I'm happy for you to talk about this.
Ah,
I
okay.
have on a white skirt too today. So
Okay.
white skirts in fall, winter. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so this was one that when I put it with all the grays, it felt so fresh and chic. The grays
Mhm.
we've already packed up now
Mhm.
mostly.
Yep.
But it felt so fresh and chic, and most importantly, the length felt right. So for me, I have got, 100 middies in my closet.
Mhm.
So this was really giving me a chance to wear something that was in a little bit shorter length in the front, and I really loved, I loved wearing it with this shoe, the Victor, and we are going to go ahead and do a recut in the brown Croc on the Victor because they're gone. We've got it coming out in some really pretty colors, but I do want to make sure you guys have a good neutral to wear. But to me, this kind of like strange lady vibe is something that we were really into, and I love it. So I'm excited. I'll show you guys all the pics later on of it, but
They match this.
I love it with all the gray. You're making fun of me.
No, I'm quite
Stop
impressed
that.
with you.
And this, sorry, real quickly, this is a kind of weight that, I'm gonna do this so you can hear it. Like, it's a heavy weight. It is a cotton twill that is very, very, very substantial. It is like a not fucking around with you weight. It's really good.
Guys, she just laid the whole skirt flat in the suitcase. So I just want to talk about wrinkles. Yeah. It will not be wrinkled because it's 100% flat. It's a little chaos here, but look at that.
See? Super flat. I know, we're still working on one side. Did I just ruin it, Matt?
I was just terrified of the collapse.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Okay. Now, one other, yeah, are you?
How did you come to the consensus to do it flat? Because this seems like a good idea.
That's
I
what
can't-
my mind is going
I
to.
cannot take credit for, my husband lived all over the world for
Yeah.
27 years before we got married. And so he was like the packing king. And that was his thing, was his flat packing. And because every time like you fold something, you've got another fold that's gonna,
Yeah.
Another crease.
Another
but
crease.
you said flat. I thought you meant just folding it really flat and then
No.
laying it down.
no, totally flat.
My college roommate was in the army and she folded everything until like $1 size, but that's
Yeah.
way bulkier than
That
this.
sucks.
I mean, shout out to the army for sure, but
I know.
somebody please show me a side by side.
Okay, so this one is, I threw this one in here. This one's got a little extra reason for being in here because this is gonna be my outfit change actually, because I've gotta go to a Yom Kippur breakfast and breakfast at 5:30 tonight. I'm gonna bring all this luggage with me. I'm gonna leave it in your lobby, Wendy, so don't worry, I won't go cart it upstairs. So I'm gonna have this on and then I'm gonna switch into this, so. This is gonna be nice.
And
but-
lengthwise, this is a little bit longer than the Sculpted we just packed, right?
This one's longer than the Sculpted, but what I love is this has the car wash detail at the bottom. So when you walk, you have movement here. And again, you guys know that I wear the socks and sandals for days because they are functional. I don't wear them to look like a schoolgirl or do anything like that, but just because they allow me to wear sandals year round. But I'll also wear this with the tall high boot
The wax.
in Paris.
Dean.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Another thing that I'll do that I'm especially excited about is taking some of these more ladylike skirts, if you don't mind.
Don't.
And then I'm gonna be mixing them with like the wax Carcoat here, which Frank tried on, and he fits this. Well, he thought it fit perfectly. I thought it was a little small on him, but
So
this.
someone wrote me about sizing down in this. I don't want to be overwhelmed.
Oh
but I
God,
wanna
don't
wear-
size down. I mean, no, because
Amy's wearing a
I'm wearing a small.
small,
I'm wearing a small,
but it's
and
also a donut sleeve.
it's a donut
a
sleeve,
raglan.
so I want a raglan. So I want to be able to fit a sweater underneath it. I do not feel overwhelmed in this by any stretch, and the purpose that this jacket serves is when you have a classic. Pieces become classics for a reason. It's because they are very, very, very functional in your closet. So this type of jacket, of course, is a classic, but we know from a lot of people, and what we're gonna talk about in next week's live is, a lot of people have interesting associations with things that keep them from wearing it.
Mhm.
So, you know, some people write to me and they're like, oh my God, I want the functionality of like a barber coat, but all I see are like hounds and foxes
Yep,
running around.
yep.
If you're from Georgia, you see, you know, there's a guy with a gun, and anyways, he's like, you know, going after a little deer.
I see New England for sure.
And so you want to find something that if you do have that baggage, like how can you still like reach into all that functionality and remove that? So for me, growing up in the South, and for a lot of people, figuring out how to do that with this coat is key. So this is where like giving it the extra details, especially the big pocket on the back, gives it like a vibe where you're there, but you're absolutely different, and you know why you've got these different elements going on. And I love the idea of the irony of wearing it with the skirt here, and then the sock and the sandal. So I'm actually using this one to build irony into the closet, into the packing as well. Plus, there's a few days between London and Paris that have sprinkles, and so this will be the good coat. This is definitely not cold enough for a full-on winter coat yet. Yep.
Takes only one
There
stop
you
class,
go.
guys. She's on.
So then this shirt, we love this because I'm gonna wear this with the skirt, but it's got the slits, the details where you can do all of the interesting things at the sleeve, where it can unbutton all the way up. So tonight when I go to break fast, I am gonna open it up and wear it in a really dressy way. But then with my jeans, I'll wear it all closed as like the perfect shirt jacket. So I'm gonna lay this down here, completely flat. I mean, isn't it crazy how much space you have?
No, I'm still like absolutely shocked.
Get my jacket here. So then, this skirt is one of my favorites. I'm considering throwing in the black version if I have enough space. Just,
I think you will, the way you can.
yeah. Although that could just be like that one straw that breaks the camel's back. But I am gonna wear him a lot. I'm very excited. And I really believe in this style as well. So when I go shopping, for sure, I'm gonna hit the vintage at Printemps. If you guys have been to the 7th floor at 7th floor at Printemps, their vintage department is off the charts. I really think it's the best in Paris. And I have to tell you, the people who work there are like, they're the best. They really are. And they even let me practice my French with them, and they didn't laugh or anything like I just did.
Put me in the suitcase, I won't laugh. All right, so, but I would normally avoid packing something that's sculptural because I feel like I can't, and you literally packed it.
Yeah,
it's like,
but
it's like a pancake of, this is if you have this, this can feel like a lot of skirt in the best way.
Yeah.
And it's super flat.
for me, like, I'm going to Paris. This is Fashion Week. Like,
Bring it.
I want to wear fashion. I want to feel like myself. This is the way to do it.
Yeah.
This I'm throwing in. I did like it with the bike short underneath. And then I wore it with, we've already packed it, but I wore it with the long gray sweater. So the gray sweater that we have has a cutout here. I'll show you guys when I give you the pictures. And then I wore it with the, this. Now, the only thing I will say about it, it was very Prada referential, right?
Call it. Yeah.
And so, I mean, like, this is our skirt from last year. I felt good in it, like, but I was trying to decide, like, was I trying to be too Prada? I mean, I really, yeah. I'll take the longer sweater.
None
Yeah.
of these.
Yeah, this one.
Oh, yes.
So this over this with this felt very chic, very Prada-esque, but very chic. So anyways, we'll see if I go there or not. I mean,
Will she
You
go
know.
there, guys?
well,
Will she?
won't she?
Will she or won't she go there?
The
Hashtag
drama.
Slavic nails.
Listen, these are good, these style classes, because this is our drama. That's
That's what
good,
I'm not
you know,
gonna-
like, this is good drama in life. You don't need more than that.
I don't want any more.
You don't need more than that at all. Yeah.
I don't even know why I like it.
You don't need more drama.
No.
Okay, then this skirt, this is when I want something that, oh, you know what I did? That brown bodysuit earlier? That's when I wore with this, because wearing this during Fashion Week, like, of course in an office, I know all the different like higher shirts and everything I'm gonna wear with it. But Dream Fashion Week, putting it on with that really
That's
low
pretty.
brown bodysuit where it kind of looks like I'm not wearing a shirt underneath this, felt really, really good to me. So it's an idea of like being able to take something and making it, again, the word like kind of sexy. I'm sure my husband is back in the office going, what the fuck are you going to like Paris and everything's
I know, he's like booking his ticket
all
right now.
sexy. Like what's going on over
50
there?
Shades of Brown, 50 Shades of Gray.
But that's what this skirt does, and with the jacket. And what I love too is all of these pieces when we talk about things to run downstairs in for breakfast. I will throw this on with that big gray sweater and the sneaker or the slide, and I will feel like breakfast ready and not like Tina try hard.
All right, guys.
Okay,
Take the notes.
so I'm gonna lay
Full of
this
gems.
flat again, and laying flat here is really key because this one does have all the pleats, and I want them to stay really nice. So
I feel like I'm with Julia Childs and she's making some fancy meal, and I'm like, Julia, what are you doing?
yeah,
Those
but
are
then it's
pleats.
like Julia with when she cut her. It's just a flesh wound, and then the blood starts like.
She's like
shwing.
squirting out. Yeah.
But always, always, always too, for the breakfast as well, like having those jackets where, you know, the key is, I did have some jackets that were more fitted, like the blue cardigan type jacket, but also having these bigger ones that you can just pile the world up on underneath it. If it were colder out, I could even pick up a sweatshirt and wear it, because I do want one of the Paris Olympic sweatshirts. That's gonna be a purchase.
Times two.
But, you know, one of the keys is just having, you've got a blazer now with a lot of structure, you've got a blazer with like a lot of coziness, and then you've got a blazer with the volume and the ease. And again, this is completely laying flat. I know you guys are just,
We're all like
I'm
jumping around this.
impressed by this.
But,
I can never
yeah.
figure out the best way to do this.
I know, it's so good.
I love that
Okay.
the Liam is like,
Now
last
this,
but not least.
so this one, this is part of the winter collection. This is the tuxedo Liam, and he's got this really rich tuxedo lapel. And this is one where, like, my friend Mehmet, who I love from Printemps, we'll go out to dinner. I'll wear this. I might skip the shirt underneath. Mehmet may or may not like that. We'll see. No, he will. He's so nice. He's great. And then I'm gonna wear, I think, like those black jeans with it. I'm gonna wear something very straight up and down. So I'm excited about what this jacket does, because to me, it's like the power move, being able to go out to eat.
Can you show them the lapel just to see the difference of the contrast, like a little closer? I think the
Yeah.
satin, you can see it. Is the lapel a little wider?
Yeah, right here, and then this is all the satin right here. And what I love about this jacket is there are two things that can add 40 years to your look. One of them is a mushroom haircut. I just got my haircut this morning, and I was telling the guy that the last place where I had to go for a blow dry, they started giving me the mushroom. And like, especially like living in Greenwich, and I see all these mushrooms down the street, and I just want to pull out those little mushroom caps, because a mushroom head.
Well, there's different. I mean, there's bowl. I grew up with like bowl cuts. People were
No,
laying the bowl on
this
top.
is
like,
this is the. I've gone to the salon. I've got like 7 giant rollers, and then I take it out.
oh, it's like this.
Yeah.
If you have a
And it's
mushroom, we
literally
support
like
you.
you can pop it off, like pop off that mushroom cap.
Okay.
So, a mushroom head will age you tremendously. If you want that, that's fine. Go for it. Another thing that will age you is a lovely shawl at an event. So the reason why you have this is because if you're wearing a slip dress, a beautiful dress at an event, and you need something warmer, like I tried this stuff with Frank where I'm like, let me just have your jacket, and he's like, I'm cold. Like, guys are not gonna all just like start stripping down at an event
You
just
should.
because you haven't planned. So this is a jacket that goes over your shoulders no matter what you're wearing to an evening event. Beautiful dress on, and then this is over your shoulders. Not a shawl, but this. I don't care
That's
like
real
how
tall.
pashmina,
Oof. Here it is.
ugh. No, like, I got into this thing when I was like in my 20s, and I was like, I'm gonna grow up, and I bought.
Oh, I did too.
I had these like Armani piano shawls, and I've got this picture of Frank and I. We went to this bar mitzvah, and I'm wearing this white Armani pantsuit and this black
Please send
piano
it to
shawl.
me. Please send it to me.
And I think I have a mushroom blowout. And fuck, I look like 50, and I was 27. I'm like, what the hell was I in Miami? No less.
I was
Like,
24. I had a flip.
seriously,
and,
how
pashmina.
uptight?
I had gotten a new job, and I was like, I deserve a pashmina.
Oh my god, yes. And yeah, he even bought a pink one for me, like just trick, you know, the hair and then a pink pashmina. No,
The visuals
no.
are everything. I'm so pleased.
It's so yikes.
All right. We got
Okay, last thing here
almost one more.
is we've got, I am wearing this, and again, craving the shorter length.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna wear this with the big sweater there.
Mhm.
I'm gonna, I cannot wait to wear this. So I love this length. And this one is, what I love about this skirt is it's actually bonded leather. So it's not lined, and
It feels like icky in a good way, like structured.
Yeah, because-
the other leathers are really like soft. This one is.
yeah, this, something, when a fabric has enough weights and guts to it, which is what I love about the big circles,
Sculpted.
the sculpted, is because you know it is so rich that the body of the fabric alone can hold the look.
True.
And it doesn't need the lining, it doesn't need interfacing, all of that stuff.
Yep.
It is what allows you to wear something with structure and still feel at ease. This is where also with white items, like when
Mhm.
someone is like, well, I can see the pocket bag through the white pants, and I'm like, you can, because if that pant was fully lined,
Or even half line.
have a, that
Half line
was
to the
me with
kneecap.
that shawl.
Oh, you had a
on.
half line pin? Yeah.
I'm sure I did.
I've had
I
one
mean,
too, but I learned.
But again, like that is a shit that puts 40 years on you. It makes you feel uptight. It makes you start saying things like, I don't know, it's like those Geico commercials about like, when do you start acting like your grandparents?
Oh, we should do
That's
that.
what we
I feel
do.
like we should do a side by side of like 40-year-old, like
Yeah,
Amy
like
and like
that's when you
25.
start saying shit is like, you get your pants half line and you're gonna just start saying
Like
stupid
my
shit.
mom joked earlier.
Yeah. So you go, why isn't that font larger? Actually, I say that all the
Shit.
time.
I was like, that sounds like me.
I say that all the time. So anyways, this is why you, when you can have something that is stiff and strong, it feels really good when it's not.
I am not. That was Amy.
So, here we go.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna take him on the
Oh, yeah,
plane,
yeah, yeah,
so I
you're
don't
right.
have to pack him.
I don't know why this is the last thing. It's
Okay.
like a joke compared to everything else that's sitting here.
But this is where you throw in those things that don't take up any space, but then inevitably when you're traveling, you're like, shit, I just needed a good white t-shirt or something to wear.
You put
So-
the one with the shoulder pads, which I think
I-
is good to note.
I
for
did.
people.
I'm craving it, so that's
It's an
that one in
outlet.
there. So okay, so Matt, can we kind of like turn the camera on this because
Let's shift
I
it
think
in a
that
little.
oh, let's watch out for my coffee.
Oh.
Guys,
More of a push.
I'm nervous.
Okay. So everything that we just showed here went into this one side of the bag.
Other thing, I want to put the.
Oh, those guys. There you go. Now, Ramoa and any of you other people who make luggage, I do wish that we had a really good, whoever invented Velcro clearly does not wear sweaters. They don't enjoy
Pantyhose
deep
or-
tights.
Or undergarments, or
Yeah.
things that shouldn't rip.
Maybe it's like a conspiracy with those companies, so you like ruin it and then you have to buy a new one. But all of this fit into this one side here. So I'm gonna use the other half of my luggage for all of my shoes. I'm gonna bring these. I didn't show these yet, but these I put on with a lot of stuff. These are this, it's a riff on the Neve. It's got this Mary Jane front, but what's
The
funny?
Neve and the Rudy together.
Yeah, yes, exactly,
Mhm.
like they had a little baby. And what's interesting, there were times when I was not in the mood for the Mary Jane look. And so I just tucked it in and I wore it, and then I just let this kind of fly loose because I feel like I would design something like that anyways. Yeah, and then I have pajamas, undies. I'm gonna throw this little
Sweet.
bag into this
Okay.
side. Like, done.
I'm thoroughly impressed.
I'm between this and the fingernails. Looks like I just.
I don't know which one. You
Blew
won
your
today.
world today.
I think you won Monday. It's hard to do.
I won Monday.
Yeah. Everybody give it up for Amy, guys. She has won Monday.
Oh, I used such bad language today, and that's. Like, I'm gonna have to. I feel bad.
Sorry, Mom.
I didn't mean to offend anyone. Okay. All right. Voila.
And we're out.